wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach every...
Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca if you're new here. So I thought for today's video I would take you through my evening night routine as a mom of a toddler. My toddler is named Paulina and she is 2 years old. She turned 3 in January, and I'm also pregnant with twins. So today is also a solo mom evening routine because my husband has to work really late. I don't know when he will be home. Might be 10 or 11 p.m. So I might even end up not seeing him before I go to sleep. We will see. Yeah, so let's go. Solo nighttime routine, pregnant with a toddler. It is 5:30 now and we will start on dinner.
Standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star.
So for dinner we're making some broccoli mac and cheese. Really easy, seems to be really easy, and I know that Paulina will eat it definitely. And I was kind of sold for the pasta for today. Yesterday I was craving rice over everything, but today it is pasta. So I'm using this bow tie pasta. You also need milk, half and half. I will just mix it by myself. I have some heavy whipping cream and mix it with the milk. Butter, flour, cheddar cheese, grated cheddar cheese. You could grate it on your own, obviously. The recipe calls for grating it, but I'm not doing that. And I'm using 2 heads of broccoli. I think it does not call for that much, but I'm using a little bit more. And you also need like salt, pepper, and vegetable or chicken broth. So yeah, let's go.
What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars.
So let's be honest, I'm trying to include Paulina in cooking and activities in the kitchen, and in general household activities. But let's be honest, she is always giving me a heart attack with this little toddler. I got her this toddler Montessori, I don't know, child knife that you may have seen all over the internet. And she is doing really good with like strawberries and things like that. Here she's trying to eat the broccoli raw and not washed. Also not the best option. But yeah, I always think, okay, she will have her fingers under the knife. I don't know. But I try to include her. So for the recipe, I will put the recipe down in the description box, but you basically melt the butter, stir in the flour, and then you stir in your milk, half and half, and your broth, and your pasta. And yeah, I will link it down below. I have to say I used a different kind of pasta. I didn't use macaroni as recommended in the recipe, but I didn't thought that it would take so long to cook. It took way longer than the recipe says, but yeah. It turned out good, and it was a huge portion. Like, we ate from that for 3 dinners. While cooking dinner, I always try to clean up a little bit, or it kind of depends on what I'm doing. But here I only had to stir in between, so it was easy to clean up a little bit and to talk to Paulina about the day and about the cooking and things like that. play with her a little bit, feed our dog, and yeah, just do things like that before we went to eat. So I always try to have dinner ready at like 6:30, and normally Patrick would be home or would be off from work. Sometimes he's in home office and sometimes he is in his office. But on this day he wasn't home yet because he had a long meeting and he wasn't home until after 11 actually. So yeah, it was just Paulina and I, and yeah, but 6:30 is normally the time I'm trying to have dinner ready. On this day, it was a little bit later. And I also started to clean up a little bit, just 5 to 10 minutes, normally together with Patrick, while Paulina is awake and while she is around us, and let her help a little bit. On this day, she was not able to help that much, but normally I tell, okay, put a plate into the kitchen, please take this to the kitchen, just to show her what we are doing, and that not the kitchen is always magically clean again. And after that, she also had a few strawberries from the afternoon that were left over as a little dessert before we went upstairs to give her a bath. So with bath time, it always depends a little bit. Sometimes we are just sitting there and talking to her. Yeah, sometimes Patrick or I will take a bath together with her. And often Patrick's doing bath time because whenever he's up from work, he wants to spend some time with Paulina when he was gone for the whole day. And after that, we just put on her PJs and brush her teeth. And I always want her to bring her dirty clothes to the laundry basket by her own. Yeah, just include her in those little tasks. So here she's putting her clothes away into the laundry basket. Then we just went ahead and tidied up her room a little bit. Her room is pretty unorganized at the moment. I'm not so good in toy rotation at the moment, but I want to be better about it again. And then we read like 1 or 2 books to her before we put her down into her bed. And at this evening, when I was filming that, we were still at the point where one of us, like Patrick or I, had to sit like 30 minutes until she falls asleep on this chair. So we put her in her bed, sit down on the chair, put out the lights, and wait until she falls asleep. And it always takes like 30 minutes until we can go out and close the door so that she's not waking up. But last night we finally had the first evening where we just said, okay, we will try it once again. And normally she was screaming when we said, okay, we would leave the room. But on last evening, we were able to talk to her and say like, okay, do you want us to put on like one of her lullaby animals? And went out of the room, and she fell asleep on her own, which was a huge win. After she falls asleep, so normally we were out of her room at like around 8:15 or something like that, and after that I just try to do a few household things. It should get easier now when not one of us is in her room sitting there. We can just do the little household tasks together right at like, I don't know, 7:30 or 7:45, something like that, and be done at around 8. And yeah, but on this day, it was around 8:30 at this time, and I was just changing out the laundry, putting it into the dryer because I wanted to fold a lot of laundry later. You will see that. I always try to sit down for a few minutes and plan out my next day a little bit better, my to-dos and things like that.
I look into your eyes, I see we're out of time. I guess no one should blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess we couldn't see, somehow we couldn't feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. But I remember days I wonder we were always gonna last. Yeah.
I'm actually not doing that much in the evening. I don't have a good skincare routine. I will work on that in the future, but not right now. I'm basically just taking off my makeup whenever I wear some, wash my face, brush my teeth, and that's it. Put on my pajamas, and I'm in bed. And I often fold a lot of laundry in the evening, just while I watch something on YouTube or on Netflix or something like that. And normally then the time would start when Patrick and I just have time together for watching something, talking about a day, whatever it is. Sometimes we would even play a game, but that is honestly pretty rare. And then I take my supplements. Right now I'm just taking 2 supplements that are a combination for pregnancy. And I'm also taking some magnesium. So that's what I'm taking right now while I'm pregnant. At around 10:30 to 11, I try to go to sleep, put out the lights, and to just be fresh in the morning again. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a beautiful day, and I would love to see you in the next one. Bye!